November 15, 2025, and this is the episode 981, and it's since in about October 2020, so it's have been recording very much, and that's because the spirit are telling me to recording, and sometimes I'm wondering if it is the spirit that we are have been taught that there is. I think it's a mix of aliens and spirits that are coming through and talk here to me, and I tell you what they are telling me. And today I understand that I am in this enlightening to get the knowledge that no one else have got, because I'm the daughter of God. I call it God, but he can or she can have another name, but the highest there is. And yesterday I watched a television program, and I was hoping it was about UFO, and it was, but it was an actor that had been in a movie about aliens, and that is not true. That's only a story they make up, and so I'd be disappointed. I was thinking I should hear a real story about UFO aliens, but in that studio, in the television program, it was a man that making movies that was there, and the program leader, she asked if those that was guests in the show if they believe in UFO, and this man that have make many movies, but only in Swedish, and he say that it's of course I believe that. I'm strongly believer in aliens, and why shouldn't not could be any that live in the whole universe that is under us or over us. He say that there is so many solar system, and only in our solar system is it millions of planets that where it can be living creatures, small or higher. And he say that, and the universe is have enormous, not countable solar system. So why shouldn't it? Why should we be the only planet where it is living creatures, living people? He say, and I don't know if I was thinking today that I should send him a letter. But I think he's not so good in English. I don't know. Because he only recording in Swedish. And of course, he do Swedish movies. So I don't know how good he is in English. And I was thinking that this episode should be for him, that he going to listen at it, I hope. And it is, I'm happy, very happy and thankful that I am in this enlightening, and I have not thinking how it should feel like, but today I know it as I have got it, and and it doesn't work to describe it. I am only happy to more and more I understand everything of my life. It's open doors every day that, that's why it was like it was in my childhood, for example, or in my adult life, that I get the answer now the whole time. And that means enlightenment, to come to know all these secret things that not an ordinary person should get. It's those that is close to what I say God, but the highest. And I have been up there where the mother of God, and I have talked to her, and she was an energy. She was not a human. She was only an energy, but she have a voice. I don't know a voice, but it's telepathy. They talk to me in, and she said that she was the beginning, because I have got the question sometimes, who make God? When they talking like that, they ask me about the father of Jesus. Who made him? Who you make the beginning? And it have been, the answer have been very close to what they are saying about the explosion, and it's these electric forces come together and started to build our planet like that. But they have been very close to the right answer, and she was the energy, and God, the highest, is an energy. He also, or an energy or a spirit, have no gender, so it's fabricated that God should be a man, because it's both man and woman, or it have no gender. But the energy that I saw, it was a female form of it. So that one was like a woman, but it's also that they want to show me these things in a symbolic way. It's not what it is, but it's a man can't give birth to a baby, and that's why she showed me as a woman, because it was the start of everything. And it showed me a woman, but it doesn't need to be a woman, but it was symbolic for the start of everything. It couldn't be a man, because in reality a man can't have a child, carrying a child inside him, if not the doctors do something to make him could carry a child in him. But so far have it not been that. It's have been transgender that have carry babies. They look like men, but they are women. So it is very hard to understand if you live in the world and only thinking like the world are thinking, and what the world have experience of the world, and then the devil have feed you with wrong things and let people come through that you believe in and trust in, and they have told you wrong things, and that have formed your life. And it was that I have told you about that I was born when my mother thought she couldn't get any more kids. She had already a boy and a girl and didn't want anything more. But I come, and she wanted to kill me in abortion, but I was hidden inside her, so she didn't know it before it was too late to do abortion. And then it is this that my adopted older sister, she pushed me out in the street, and I was killed. And then is it that I understand it now, because aliens was already with God from the start, because I felt as a child, I felt like a metallic grip on my shoulders that hold me back on the table when the warm light beam come over my body, and I come back to life. But it was today I tell you that I was only between 2 and 3 years old. But I remember, because it was scaring to lay there without any clothes on and freezing in the dark room and on a table. And so I remember some of it, and that have been a meaning with my life that I should remember. And those that doesn't want me to live, they have tried to take away my brain. And it was the hardest was when I have been to Africa, and then when I come home, I I be very sick and was laying in the hospital, and the doctor couldn't do anything to heal me, and they write on my, they make a line on my body, on my left leg, and it was up to the highest up in my tights, and was on its way to flow out all over the body, and that should be going to the heart, and I should be killed. And it was scaring to see that the inflammation I had was up so high it could be. And I knew if it's going higher up, it's going to the heart and kill me. And then also that I have so very much fever. And I was laying in the bed in the hospital, and I was thinking, it's so warm, my body, so it will burn out my brain. And then I am not going to know anything. I'm gonna be living dead if I survive. I was thinking the brain, it was on my brain. And I was so very warm, and the doctor couldn't take down the fever in my body. And I was laying there in Christmas time, and in the night I had speaker. I listen at music sometimes, and I have hanging those headphones behind me, very far behind me, because I didn't want to take it down in my bed when I was sleeping. And then suddenly I wake up that those headset kick my head, so I wake up of it. And then I heard on the radio that Merry Christmas is Christmas, they say on the radio, and it was 3 minutes past 3. And I know it was my mother that wanted to say Merry Christmas to me, because she died at 3 minutes past 3 in the night. Just in that second they were saying Merry Christmas in the radio. And then when I look into the room, there were angels. It was one angel in each corner of the room, and they were very big. It was not a normal human body, because they were not taller than the ceiling, but they were big in the bodies, so it doesn't fit into the room really, but they fit anyway. And they were not in any color, they were like shadows of angels standing. But I saw them clearly, but they didn't have any color. And then in the morning I wake up and the fever was gone. And in the hospital they were frightened to open my door, the door, and look at me in the bed, because they were thinking I have died that night because they have not given me any medicine. They let me lay there and die, but I didn't. And of course, I didn't tell them what have happened, because it was a real evil place where I was laying, and I wanted only to come home as soon as possible from these evil people that was nurse in Christmas time. And so I come home after about 2 or 3 days, because I come home so I could celebrate New Year Eve. And so that was the first time I really understood that the devil wanted to take my brain. And I didn't know why, but I know it today because I everything. And when the car drive over me 2018, it didn't hit my brain in that way. I was hit in the brain, but it took my motoric them to move, but the first drive over of that track when I was 2-3 years old, it took some of this problem I have today, because it have going worse since I was drive over by the car 2018, but it have not killed my memories. And you that have followed me in this podcast, you know that I have much harder to talk in the beginning, but I have been healed into could speak also since then. And so it's the spirit or aliens, they wanted me to could do this podcast. So everything else, it have been damaged, but not to could do this podcast, because they have been with me from the beginning. And I know that I asked to come down to earth one more time, and I was thinking that I should do much better this time, because this is the 7th time I'm here on earth, and I was sent to be a woman. Those other 6 times I have been a man, but those 6 times I have failed, and now am I a woman? And the question is, am I going to fail again? I wish and hope that I can get some people with me, and we can talk into those leaders in this world, not talking to people like Christian people do, walking out in the street and or knocking on doors like that, to ordinary people's home. No, I want to talk to leaders of this world, but I can't do it on my own. I need to have people with me. And from the start, when I come back to Sweden after I have been homeless in United States, when I come back in 2004 to Sweden, I was searching for someone that could do a documentary about me or a movie about me. And so far I have not could find anyone. And I'm going to write to this man an ordinary mail to him. I know his address in one of his home. He have many homes because he's very wealthy, and but he have a home in Stockholm, and I'm going to write it today, and because he is very interested of aliens and know that they exist, so I can tell him everything. And in 1994, I was adopted of UFOs, of aliens, and I was I opened the window of we have our own house, and far away from other people, from other houses. And I always was open up the window to let fresh air coming into the bedroom, so and then go to bed. And I was standing there that evening and look out, and it was dark blue sky. It was no cloud, it was clean sky, but dark blue because it was about 12 o'clock in the night. And then I look, and I felt like someone is looking at me. And I look around downstairs. I was up on the second floor, and I looked down, and I was thinking we didn't have any light on the road outside, but sometimes there were people walking with a flashlight and walking from house to house. And I was thinking it may be someone looking at me from the street, but it wasn't. And I look at the meadow outside. No, there was no one. And then I look at the moon. It was full moon, but around the moon was it like stars. And it was not stars around in the sky. It was only around that round, like a moon, full moon, and with lots of stars. But I understand today that it was an UFO, and there's a smaller spaceship. The full moon that I saw, it was the mothership that was there. And I felt that someone is looking at me. So the only way I could look at was to look up on the roof on our house. So I look up, and there I saw a mothership, a triangle formed, black spaceship, like it was parked on our house because it was new built house, so it was strong in the roof. And so just when I look up and saw that mothership, then suddenly I have already turned me around to look out up. So I was on my back, and suddenly I come out from the window on my back and looking up in the sky. And I had only my feet still in the window, and I was lifted up. And then I saw a circle formed, grey, metallic spaceship. And but I was thinking that it's an airplane, I was thinking. So I was... I knew to look at if there was an identification number or letters on it, but there was not. And then I was thinking it was standing still in front of me, and I tried to look inside it, but it was only dark inside. So I didn't see anyone. And then suddenly I was back home in my window. And if I have not knew these things that took place, then I have not understood that I had been abducted, because it was the same thing, because the man I live with and my daughter, they were watching television in the other room. So I heard them, and I heard it was exactly the same program and talking like when I was lifted up. So if I had not knew that what happened, I should not have known that they have abducted me. But it was like I was going through a frame with, I guess, and I suppose it was like a time frame I pass by. And that's why I come back to this exactly the same time that what I was when they took me. And the aliens have failed me sometimes because I have not been there away with my brain. It have working a little, so I get some fragment of what happened. And then this was 1994 was very special, because that was Friday night, and then on Saturday we all was home, and I wake up of a bright light outside, and I didn't heard any engines, but I heard it switch. It sounds like that in the wind, but not an engine. And I'm wondering, what is that for a sound? So we were laying in the bed, and my daughter's father had wake up also. And I said, can't you check it out what it is outside? What is going on? No, I'm too sleepy. And we were laying there in the bed and talking a little first. And it was this sound the whole time. And then I go up. So before I go to the window, it had going on for a long time. And then when I look out, I saw it was like a silver colored, like a Volvo car, going up on the road just in front of our house. And it come like the whole time, a silver color Volvo. And that was very strange. And then it was no sound, because it was a road that was not covering of anything. It was rocks, so it should have heard sound from the rocks when the wheel have going on the road. But it wasn't. It was this air sound. And so we all come. My daughter come also. She was 9 years old. And her father come also to the window and saw this. And we saw it as a Volvo car, silver Volvo cars. And we started to our morning and start to eat breakfast and watch morning programs. And then my daughter's father, he say, I wondering who have this big celebration. I don't know anyone that is 50 years old when you celebrate very much. And because he had lived in that village for 25 years, so he knew everyone that was in the village. And it was about 10 houses, 10 family in the village. And he say that I need to drive up at that road where the cars was driving. So I will see who have this celebration. He thought also it was cars, and I will explain it later on about these cars to see it like that. And then my daughter was going with him, and then he come back after a while, and he said there were no cars at all. We drive around the whole village, and there were no one that celebrate anything. And then is it that road? It is a road that is made to go drive into the forest and get timber from it. So it have no return on the road, and it have no driving out from the forest. The car that drive on that road, it have to go backwards and then turn around where it was an opening and come back the same road. And they never met any cars, and they didn't see any cars. And then later on, when I was going out in the forest and pick mushrooms, and it was some mushrooms where the road was, and in one place I never could go there anymore because I didn't felt me comfort. So I know where they took me with a spaceship, and it was an open ground there, But today is it electric line there, so it's maybe nothing there, but I think it can be a meeting place if someone want to come with me and check out that place, and we can meet aliens there. And so I reported it to UFO Sweden, and there were a man coming to our home, and he talked to us, my family. We were 3. He talked to our daughter also. She is very bright, so she was not like a child in her intelligence, and he asked what we were working with, and my daughter's father, he was working with the ancients in the paper mills. He was very high up in his work. And I was studying at university. I told him. And we did, in that time I didn't have any medical issues. And not my daughter's father either. So there was nothing. And we told him what had happened. And then UFO Sweden, they place our story in the archive, and I check it out, and it says unknown cause. What have happened there is something that have to investigate again, because there was no explanation why it should be this UFO. And Svan, Claes Svan, he had been for a very long time in UFO Sweden, the top man there. And he'd say that sometimes to me in the email that he want to come to my home and check it out, but he never come. And one time he wrote to me, I was very close. UFO Sweden had a conference only about 3 miles, 3 meals, Swedish meals from our house, or I say 50 minutes, 20 minutes drive to our house. And he said, I was thinking about you and go and meet you and find out what had going on. In 1994, he told me, but he never come, and it was no meaning in that way that I have moved away from that village. But I told him that you can knock on the door, because my fiancé, he is still living in the same house. So he can tell you his story about it. But he never come and knock on the door. I'm sorry for the coughing. It's what I was drinking. I don't drink alcoholic. It was some water. I drink it wrong. And then he never did it. And then it was someone this year that say, your story about UFO is not there anymore in the archive. But it maybe isn't true, because I have changed my first name. So he maybe check my new name, and there is not in the archive, because in that time my name was Eva, and now I am Anna, and so I don't know about the archive, but it doesn't matter, because UFO Sweden doesn't come and check it out. I think they can find things if they will go with me, and we go to the area in the forest where I couldn't go there anymore. And then the strange things was that I have never been interested of like airplane or the universe, nothing about the planet or nothing. But after I was abducted, I joined the military, and that I should never have done before I was abducted. And then I certainly was interested to be in the Air Force, in the military. And I didn't do what other women did in the military. I was in the stab, in the office, and I was doing the ham radio, shortwave radio, and communicate with those people out in the field. And I place where they were on a map. And that I did until I couldn't take my relationship anymore with my daughter's father, and I moved away from him. And then after about 1 year, I met this man in Texas on internet, and so I told the military I'm going to move to United States and not be in Sweden anymore. And then when I come to Texas, then my husband, I didn't know so much about his parents. And then I come to know that his parents was working for NASA, in Florida. And I'd be surprised. And then we were also, one day we were to Johnson, this showing the spaceship, space shuttles, and we were inside the space shuttles, and was there on Johnson's in Texas. And then I talked to suddenly my husband's mother died. She have done the same work as me with NASA. She was the one that kept the maps and archive the maps and write the maps for NASA, and I have done the same. But I never come to meet her because she died suddenly. And her husband, he was deaf. He couldn't hear anything, so he didn't know she had fallen in the night, and he find her on the floor when he wake up, and she was dead, and because he had not heard anything. And then he was talking to me on the internet, and he say that we write to each other as he couldn't hear. And he say, I don't think I'm going to live so much longer. He say, I am going to follow her. And I say, I try to cheer him up and say, you can live till you are 100 years old. And then one day he say that I'm going to do a surgery on my heart. And that was only an ordinary surgery on the heart that they do the whole time. But he died in that heart surgery because they find out after he died that he had the aorta, the main blood vessel, it didn't go like ordinary people vessel are going. It was going in a wrong way, so they cut off the vessel for him. And he didn't die of that, but the body failed him. So the kidney killed him because they go bad and died. And that was very strange. I never come to meet my parents-in-law in Florida and could talk to them about UFO and what I have done here in Sweden. So, and then I had some, I communicate with spirits in Texas when I was married, and my husband come to know that sometimes because I work with the police in Texas about some case of people that have disappeared or been killed, and I told them what I could see in the spirit and help them. And then I had some more in Texas, and then suddenly we had to move away from Texas and come to Sweden. And when we have left Texas and come to Sweden, my husband come to know that there was a group of criminal people that come up to our house and was shooting at those houses that was there. Not only our house, but our neighbor also had shooting inside their home, and just after we have left. So that was something that didn't kill me, or my husband was not killed. And we come back to Sweden, and then was it this that my husband told me. My husband was infected of HIV, and I didn't know that when I married him. And I be so scared of that. He maybe give me HIV also. And in that time, in 1998, we didn't know how they get HIV. It could be a kiss, we were thinking sometimes. So I couldn't be married to him, and I'd be scared. And I told my daughter's father that you have to take care of our daughter. And she was 15 years old in that time. Because I'm leaving Sweden, I told him. And he come and helped me to come to Copenhagen airport. And then I come to United States and become homeless and didn't know what to do. But I got help the whole time to survive and get come to know what to do when homeless and not doing any drugs or drinking alcohol, not being in that way, but only just homeless in the United States. And then my husband, when he found out that I was gone, he closed our bank account, so I didn't get any money from Sweden anymore. So I didn't have any money at all. And but I survived in 3.5 years in the United States until my daughter's father was sending me a airline ticket because he said that he didn't want his daughter's mother to be killed in the United States. So he bought me a ticket so I could come back to Sweden. And so in the year 2000, when I was frightened and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know God, I had contact before with God and UFO, but I didn't know what to do when I find out that my husband has had HIV. So I was thinking I'm going to kill me. I make a suicide because I have failed in everything. And now I maybe have killed my own daughter because she have lived with us and maybe got HIV. And I wanted to do suicide. And but then just before I should go into the lake, I was inside the house first. And then suddenly he was standing there. This that I know today it was a higher priest, and he have told me that he did come with me when I was going down to earth. So God, in that way, he was sending me to be a woman, but he also sent a guardian angel with me. That's why I didn't be killed in abortion. And he have helped me many times, this. But I didn't know how he looked like before in year 2000 when he was standing in my room. And then he talked to me, but he didn't talk with his mouth. It was telepathy. And he told me about it, my childhood. And then he left. And then suddenly God come and speak, and I couldn't see God. I only heard his voice, and he was talking about the future. And then when he started to talk to me, I saw a clock in the air, and then I think we were talking, he and I, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, but it come a clock again, and then it was 2.5 hours have left, and I didn't know what have happened in 2.5 hours, and so God told me, I call him God, told me about my future. And I never thought it should be that way that he was talking. But I have done everything he have told me that I should do in the future. And then I was, in 2018, I was to the hypnosis and find out what have going on in that 2.5 hours I was away when God come and talk. But I heard only God about 5 or 10 minutes, but not 2.5 hours. So what have been done in that time? And then I come to know. And I could talk to God about everything. So the strange things was that I asked God in year 2000, what is it about this with aliens, UFO? What is that? I asked God, and God answered me. He didn't thought it was a strange question. He answered me without laughing. And he said that this is the people of the future. He told me. And I'm wondering, what is these people of the future that God was saying to me? Whose future is it? What is it about? What did he mean when he say the people of the future? But today I know it, because that was to me, it was about me, that the aliens should come and talk to me, and this is what they have done in this podcast. And so the spirit, we say spirit and we say God, and that sometimes, I know sometimes I maybe say wrong things, because it have been aliens and not God and not spirits. So it's a mix of it. So I was taken by aliens. I was abducted 1978 also of aliens, and they teach me how to could sit in the air without having any feet on the ground and not have any chair, of course. Only sit in the air. And then one night they took me out from my home, and I was going with them to Jerusalem in Israel. But I didn't know it was Jerusalem in that time, 1978. I didn't know anything about God, and I didn't know anything about Israel. But I saw this a golden roof of Jerusalem, so I knew I had been there. They have shown me Jerusalem. So it's very much mixed of what I'm telling you here. But it is aliens come first before God come, so I could talk or see them. And then I have been in the church, in religions, and find out that religion, there is nothing in religion that can really help us. It's a lie, very much. It's only to get the money from people. The church are there, or to have the power over people. And so it seems like a circle is going to be together. So the aliens that come first, they are coming in the last days also. So I start to see it, and I have come to know it because I have seen them coming, and I know they are here. And it can be a mix of it. It doesn't say that all of this that have coming here and talk to me have been aliens. It can have also been spirit, because they are in afterlife, both of them. So I don't want a spirit, or if I say aliens, to come and talk, but there is one here on me. And I tell him that this episode is very much about UFO and aliens. So if you are in alien, it's okay that you are speaking then. And he hit me or touched me with a metallic feeling. And so it is an alien that is going to talk now. Oh, it's hard to breathe. It's hard. I think he's showing me that it have nothing with the air to do, with the breathing. That's why I started to coughing. That was this one that come through. And we will see what are you going to help us to understand when it's come to other planets, universe, and aliens and these things. Do you have something for us? Oh, here it's very much metallic things. He is like a robot. He's showing me. He maybe is not a robot, but he's showing me symbolic a robot. And I don't know what I should ask him about. I'm going to ask him the biggest question. when are you going to show the whole world that you exist? I ask him the biggest question. He is saying that is when the whole planet is connected to those countries. There is no countries, but the whole planet is surrounded by us, he is saying. Then we take the next step to it. He say it's many that is of these governments that working against us, and when we are coming, they have plans for to shoot us down and kill us. So it is dangerous, he's saying. And he say we don't want to kill anyone. But are you going to kill if you need to do that? I ask him now. No, he says they are going away then. They are not going to come closer. They are going to leave us in our destiny. That's what he's saying. If we are not welcome, we don't force us to be, because there is other planets in the universe that welcome us. This is a very negative planet, he's saying. He is showing me that he is going to leave now, but that is what he is saying to us, that if they don't feel welcome of us, they will not fight us, because they are not evil. They want our best. So they are going to leave this planet and let it die, be this that it was from the beginning, a void planet, a dark, cold, a void planet. That's what we get if we don't welcome and work with them. That's it. So that is one thing. Now I have talked about most of it is UFO, and I know UFO and God, they work together, because the aliens was the people of the future that God was telling me in year 2000. So thank you for listening, and God bless you.